The question that everyone has to ask themselves when looking to move home is, do I build or do we buy established? Welcome back to Buildinginwa. As you can see, there's two choices. Do we build, do we buy established? From this short video, you're going to be able to see the pros and cons for both and make your decision. So stay tuned. So, the biggest one is time. Generally speaking, 12 months to build a new home. Now obviously in this time, you do need to live somewhere. Now most people aren't fortunate enough to have two houses. Most of us will have to rent. Okay, so obviously the rent needs to be taken into account. The figures, the example time-wise I'm going to be using is for a single story medium price home of $500,000. I'm going to say the land is $250,000 and the build is $250,000. Now when I say the build for $250,000, essentially that does include whatever you want to budget for finishes, which are carpets, blinds, painting, garden, all those things. So what we've got is the mortgage on the land, $250,000. You will buy that today. You will start paying interest on that land today, okay? Generally speaking, 6 months later, you will start building. Now, as you draw down from the loan to pay the progress claims for the builder, that's when you start paying interest. So in this example, mortgage on the land, $250,000. Over a 12-month period, that works out to be $15,000. Then, 6 months for the build, I've worked out at another $4,000. Okay, so it's progressed all the way. So it's not until the 12-month mark that you've fully drawn down on that $500,000. That's why the interest is lower. And you'll find in this example that actually offsets a lot of the cost of renting. Another cost that you will need or have during the build is obviously rent. Now I've worked out at $450 a week rent, which is the median rent at the moment. Over a 12-month period is $23,400. All right, plus settlement cost of $1,100, plus stamp duty of just under $7,000. You only pay stamp duty on the land, not on the house. Okay, which brings me to the established example. When you're buying established, you obviously, as soon as you settle on the home, so as soon as that home is now in your name, you'll pay interest on that full amount of $500,000. So over a 12-month period, you're going to pay $30,000. Now this is an example I'm using at 6% interest rates. You've got $1,600 for settlement, a little bit more there, and obviously the next big increase is stamp duty at just under $18,000. So that brings you up to a grand total of $49,400, compared to $50,200 for a new home. So I was actually surprised myself. These are very, very similar. The effort involved in building a new home is a lot more than obviously buying established. Okay, so building a new home, it is a 12-month commitment. It's a 12-month relationship with your builder, and it requires a lot of work on your part. Now when I say a lot of work, I personally love it. I think it's great being able to choose your tiles, being able to change the design, being able to make changes to suit you, tailor it, choose all your own colours, your cupboards, your tiles, you know, what colour you paint your doors, your gutters, all those sorts of things. I think it's fantastic. So that one there is a pro and con depending on you. If you see it as someone that just loves having your input and making this your home, then obviously this is a big pro. It's a big benefit. If you think, I can't be bothered, I want to buy established, I just want to get in there and watch, watch my new big plasma in my new theatre room, then great, that obviously suits you. Okay, but if you like a little bit more involvement, then obviously building is a pro. Historically speaking, building a new home has been cheaper. Generally, you have increased equity right from the day you move into the home. Okay, I've done this personally myself over half a dozen homes, and there's definitely been, well, at least 20% equity in there. Now, not only is that because of market growth, so right now I'll take that out of the equation, but there's definitely, you get reward for that effort essentially, because people don't want to do it, but they do want a new home. So they'll pay a premium for that. Okay, so generally speaking, there is more money to be had from day one moving into this home. compared to an established home. However, that brings me on to another benefit of buying an established in the current market, and as always there's exceptions in every market, okay, so please take each as an example, and depending on the work you do, the homework you do, your contacts, and what you're willing to put in, so there's opportunities for you to get in there below market value, and then increase value. So do it up, carpets, blinds, maybe put a 4th bedroom on, turn the carport into a garage. So there are those opportunities, but again, there's a lot of effort, a lot of skill involved, and probably more risk as well, but that obviously suits the investor. So I'm trying to give a real balanced view here, and this is really all about you making a decision based on your personality, okay, and your skill set. Warranty. Now this is probably another big benefit for building a new home. Obviously you get a warranty. Now you get a structural warranty of at least 6 years. Most builders will give what's called a lifetime warranty, which is 25 years to you being the first homeowner. It generally is not transferable. Some builders will give a 10-year transferable warranty, but at least, no matter what, it's a government statutory requirement of 6 year warranty. Okay, so that's pretty good. So any structural defect, 6-year warranty. Then you've got obviously the manufacturer's warranties on all your appliances and items in the home, 12 months. Compare that to buying an established home. There's no warranty. Okay, now you can get a pre-inspection report, structural report, builder's report done on the property. Now they can vary in price from $500 to $1,000. Now there's generally no guarantees with that, but it does highlight any issues that may be evident in the home. Okay, so you can then renegotiate, or you can pull out from the deal. You could walk in the next day and your hot water unit you need to replace. Okay, another $1,000 out your pocket. The oven, whatever. Okay. Or maybe there's white ants. Now these are there are no warranties for an existing home. Naturally, there are warranties for a new home. So warranties is a big one as well in benefit of building. Now, obviously, the condition of the home. With a new home, everything's new. In an established home, depending on how old the home is, it may need immediate work done to it, or maybe it just needs a lick of paint. Okay, but again, this is all considerations of the purchase price. All right, so condition, obviously people love things new compared to second hand. And again, this comes back to your personality, what you want in a home, whether you're willing to compromise or not. Speaking of compromise, comes design. Generally speaking, you will make a larger compromise with buying an established home compared to building a new home. The big benefit of building a new home is tailoring this design to suit you. So you start off with a builder's standard plan, and we are very lucky to be in Australia, well in WA, where we can actually make changes to those plans and we're not restricted in what we can do. The satisfaction of building a new home far outweighs buying an established home. Now if this is your first home, generally speaking, you're going to be so happy that you've got a home, be it new, be it established. Being able to walk into your own new front door compared to renting or being with mum and dad, there's really no better feeling. I still remember having my own key to my own front door to my little 2-bedroom flat in Morley. There's no better feeling. Okay, so your first home buyer, I think you're going to be happy with either. All right, and all those other considerations that I've mentioned need to come into play. However, your second, third home, you'll generally be a lot happier buying a new home because you've had this involvement. You've been able to tailor this. You've got the privilege of saying, I built this home. We changed this to suit our family. You can then adapt it for changes that you expect in your family unit. Young kids turning into teenagers and then moving out of home. You can design this to suit. So the satisfaction in building a new home, I believe, far outweighs buying an established home. All right, but again, all these things are just for me to raise to you to help you make a decision, because obviously what you like, what you agree with, what you don't agree with what I've said, obviously only you know. My job here is just to raise the points if in case you haven't thought of something, and then you make that decision. You can contact me at info@buildinginwa.com.au or jump on the website, put your information, put your experience, put your story, your case, your advice on the forum, again through buildinginwa.com.au. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.